We'd like to welcome everybody back to the platform on Planet One. Planet One podcast. Greg Angello here. Hope that you are all doing well. It is a Sunday in the South, and temperatures are rising. We got some great weather coming our way in the middle of February. We'd like to take you back to the podcast that we've done before on our platform. We've done about 7 now. All you have to do is go to planet1podcast.com, and they are there. And we've got some more stuff in store for you. I did a video on my YouTube channel, which is the same way you can go there, talking about the brokerage firm that I'm with now, and we're going to be doing a video about that with my son Isaac. I had planned to do it today. Isaac is not feeling well. No, he's got something going on. He was up early this morning, very, very early this morning, and he was not a happy boy. So we had to clean him up. And that's how it is when you have little ones and they get sick and things just sort of projectile from all different directions. You know how that is. It's like he's aiming. He's shooting here, he's shooting there, which is kind of like what we're going to talk about. We're going to be talking about aiming and shooting a target and what is the target. Last week on Mindset Motivation, I lead on Wednesdays and I talked about the target. I'm going to bring in a little bit of what I said on that recording and bring it into this podcast because I think it's important. There's a lot of things that I'm trying to figure out and there's a lot of things that you may be trying to figure out. Those of you that are 1099s or those of you that are working and you're trying to figure out maybe something else for you in your life that you want to do that you're not satisfied with. This may be an opportunity for you to think about a different way of getting your business. It doesn't matter how many different places you go to try to figure that out. You can go to a lot of Zooms, seminars, and they're all going to generally tell you how to focus on your business. Aim here, aim there. Get your arrows all lined up. You might need 1,000 arrows. Go after this business, go after these people, go after them, talk to these people, talk to this group. Get out of your comfort zone and start talking to people. We all hear that all the time. So you spend your energy, you spend your time writing down different areas of the type of market that you want to focus on. Is it young entrepreneurs? If it's 20 and under, is it 30 and under? Is it real estate professionals? Is it whatever other industry? You're joining other groups, business groups, all of those things, and you're trying to make all those connections. Hey, want to have a one-on-one? When can we get together? Especially in our industry of real estate, right? We've got lenders who want to sit down and talk to us. We have insurance people that want to meet with us. And we have home inspectors. They are a big part of what we do in our business, and we get hit with them all the time, right? Can we sit down and do a one-on-one? And so you're trying to build all of these arrows for all these different targets. And not every one of them is going to land. Not every one of those arrows is going to hit its target. It's going to hit its mark. Shoot over the top, go wide right. You can go far left. You can go underneath. Sometimes they just bounce off. They don't stick. And then you regroup. You're like, okay, well, ran out of arrows. Now I got to find some more. Where am I going to go? Who am I going to talk to today? Who am I going to call? Maybe I'll just work on a whole different area and see if I get anything out of that one. You have to start thinking about the target. And we pretty much should know who our target is because it's what we do every day. It's something that we look at every day. We look at our target every day. At least most of us do. We look at our target in the morning. We look at our target before we go to bed. So I'm going to play a little bit of the mindset motivation that I did this past Wednesday, and then we're going to talk about on the other side of it who your target is and why your target should be this target. Focusing on exactly what it is that you want and knowing this is what you want and spending more energy on that is going to bring you more results than just shooting out and everywhere and hoping that your arrow is going to land on something if you don't know what it is. It's like the mindset, who our target is, to go after it. So I encourage you this morning. I encourage you to start being more isolated and more central focusing on what it is exactly that gravitates you. What is it that pulls you? But here's something else. I want you to think about this target differently now. Because I did a podcast with this guy named Brendan. Brendan, right now, for those of you who saw my podcast at Planet One, I did one. It's called Mastering Communication. And somebody came up to him and said, you know what, Brendan? You can make a lot of money talking to executives about talking. He said, you can charge thousands of dollars for doing this. Why don't you start putting yourself out there and start putting out a video about it? So he started doing that. If you go on Master Talk on YouTube and you see it, he has like 40-something thousand subscribers. And some of his videos, he has hundreds of thousands of people clicking on, and he's putting something out there all the time. Those of you that are listening right now, who do you think his target is? What target is he looking at? Let's see if anybody can get this one. Who do you think his target is? I'll wait for someone to put something in the chat. What do you think? Anybody have an idea? Anyone looking to improve their communication skills? Salespeople, executives. Well, those are good, but his target is himself. I want you to turn in the other direction and start looking at who you're going to focus on and think of yourself as the target. You can become the target. Instead of trying to go after all these different things of arrows flying in the air that you're missing, if you start being the target, then you're going to have these arrows coming at you. And that's where successful entrepreneurs are getting it. That's what they figured out. I'm the resource. I'm the target. I want you to come to me. That's a different mind shift than thinking about, well, I have to go after this, I have to go after that, I have to go after that one. You got to start thinking about people coming after you, because when they start coming to you for something, people are coming to Brendan's YouTube channel. He's the target. I want you to focus now on your business of being the reason that you're doing business is because of you. You need to attract people in and become the target. Because it's much easier when you have people knocking on your door, asking you for something. But if you're the focus, if you're the target in your business, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to transcend your business.
If you listen to that, there's a couple of analogies. There's one analogy that I used before, and that was talking about a dinner table. I want you to picture in your mind what a beautiful dinner table looks like. You've gone to a formal wedding. The table is all laid out. You've got beautiful centerpieces. There's flowers. The table is all set. You have a whole array of things in front of you. And generally, you use each one. Have you ever been around with other people at a formal wedding and they have all of these things on the table and someone looks at you and they go, hey, like which fork are we supposed to use in this one? Is it this one? Is that little one or the bigger one? And people are like, well, the one on the inside, second to the left, is the one for the salads, and the one all the way to the inside is for your entrees and all of that. So you work on the outside first and then you work your way in, because your target is getting to the center of your plate, because everything is being built up for the entree. So they bring you a plate for your appetizer. Then they have a salad plate or a cleansing palate, and that goes. Think about that now. When you are finished with one of those sides or one of those dishes, it's the end of it. You finished it. You've enjoyed it, and it's over with. Or maybe you didn't. It's okay. Usually don't tell anybody. Texture on that one was a little off. What was that, really? Let's just say that you've enjoyed it, and now you're done with it. And then the next one comes. You finish it, and you go on to the next one. And so if you're thinking about business and you're thinking about things that we're doing in our lives, when we finish with something, we need to leave it where it was and then move on to the next one instead of trying to go back to it and try to bring it back into life. Your appetizer that you had about an hour ago is gone. You don't need it to be front and center of your focus again, because you're done with it now. when things don't work out, we try to bring up that stuff from the past and we bring things forward and see if we can do it over again. Maybe if I do it this way or if I do it that way, it'll be better this time. Well, if you've already done it, if it wasn't successful, then you just got to move on. I mean, what's the point of going back to something that wasn't successful? That door's closed now. That's the way I want you to look at it. But if you look at the dining room table, there's a focus, there's a center of a target there that they want you to focus on. Now, point I made about the target is what I've been doing now. I've been around other people who are nothing more than the target themselves. And now they are learning, instead of going out to get the target, to bring business to themselves, they are the target to bring business to themselves. It's like, well, Greg, isn't that sort of like the same thing? It is not. It's completely different. Because you're focusing your attention on yourself and what you're doing in a craft, to have something that you're focused on, that you're excited about doing, and that becomes your focus, and then you are the target of your focus. So when you start putting yourself out there to have people draw back to you, you have something there that they want. You're offering something to them. The thing that happens to us in our real estate business is that we're always going out after the target. And there's thousands of different targets in real estate. There's thousands of targets to try to get business from. But see, there are people out there that are actually going to something to get it. The ones that are on the receiving end have figured it out. Like, I don't have to go out and get anything, because all of the energy that I'm doing is bringing everybody to me, towards me. That boomerang. You throw it out there, it's going to come back to you. So this is the message. And I really think this is highly important, because there are so many people that are trying to figure out, we use that word a lot now. we do it on our Mindset Motivation on Friday for Figure It Out Friday. But it's true. When you have people that are standing up in front of people that are charging $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 to talk, they're bringing something value so they can have a room full of people and get paid from it for an hour or 2 hours. They spend their energy putting something out there of value that people are being drawn back into. And that's how they become successful. What is another way to look at it? That's residual income. Putting something out there once, repetitively, over and over and over again, and it keeps coming back to you in income, in residual income. If anyone has ever read the book, The Four Quadrants with Robert Kiyosaki, that's the fourth quadrant, which is residual income. You buy stock that has a dividend to it, a dividend value, it pays you a dividend. Stocks are up and down. That's the way it is. Sometimes you make money on them, sometimes you don't. But if you have a product, and that product is what it is over and over again, repetitively, then it's going to start producing residual income for you. And you are that residual income. It's what you do, it's what you say. And that's why they say that many people who write books are successful. And so maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's something inside you that you want to write a book. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be about business. It could be about your life. It could be something that you've done in your past that you've overcome. It could be alcohol. It could be drugs. It could be a relationship. It could be your children. You create it, you put it out there, and then residually it's going to come back to you. You got to start writing these things down. You got to start looking at things from a different perspective. So what do? You're the focus, drawing people back to you. You focus yourself as being the target. Those arrows that you've been throwing out all over the place are now coming at you from many different directions now. Instead of you shooting out arrows all over the place, hitting here, missing there, falling down there, all your energy is you're the big target, and now you're like, wow, I got arrows here, arrows there. Like I didn't even expect those coming from there. That's amazing. So connections upon connections, putting out your product of yourself I'm going to tell you right now, is going to be a much better way to go than going down to the well, drawing out water, because how many people are always going into the same well over and over again? Before you know it, the well is dry. Then you got to find another well. And you got to stand in line and wait to get in turn to get your bucket into the well, and hopefully there's some water down there. Because we live in such a competitive atmosphere, especially in real estate. It is so highly competitive. But some of the people who are doing very well are looking at it from a different way. Because it may be real estate is not the central focus of what you are about. It may be something else that's leading them to you. I think it's a great way to look at it, things from a different way, from a different perspective. You have to shift your mindset as you are the reason for your business. Because in most cases in entrepreneurships, we're always trying to go after someone else so that we can have business from that person. So if you're selling insurance, you got to make all these phone calls. You have to do all these things, life insurance, whatever it is, health insurance, all of those things. And you got to call and meet, and then this person doesn't want it. You got to follow up and do all those other things. But if you have something else that they see, I mean, you don't even need to know who they are. They're just going to come to you because you have something that they want. It's not easy to do it, but it's going to be a better way to get there financially because everyone's going after the same wells. So all those people that are going after the well, why aren't you the well? Be the target and be the well that people draw from. I want to know what you think about it. You may not like it. You may think something else. Tell me about it. That's what this is about. This is about engaging with one another. You know, it's interesting. It's like there's so many podcasters out there. There's so many people that are doing it. And it's almost like we're just doing it with ourselves, because unless you are doing what I'm trying to tell you to be the focus, then you're basically talking to yourself because you want other people to hear what you have to say. And that's why you have some people that have 30, 40, 50,000, 100,000, whatever it is, 1 point something million. There's many people who get into podcasting who really don't know, like, what am I supposed to talk about? Who should I talk to? Why should I talk to someone about it? So that's why I've built that platform with Planet One, is Planet One University. Because I'm the one that wants to talk to you about you doing your podcasts. How to build a podcast, how to build a network. Who should you talk to? Who's going to do your editing? When you go on some of these Facebook community groups for podcasting, there's thousands of people that are on there, and they all have questions. How do you get more subscribers? Should I do videos? Should I just do this? Like, what microphone do you use? Do you guys use a board? I'm having issues with this. Do you monetize? Do you write show notes? How am I going to get more people to listen to me? I don't really like the way I sound. Is there something I should do about it? I don't like the way my editing turns out. I spend a lot of time doing that. See, folks, this is why you build something that I'm building. Instead of you having to go out and talk to 25 different people about it, all you need to do is come into Planet One University and we'll talk about it. Because I'm the target for your podcast. Do you see how that's working out? That's the way I'm doing it. And you can do it with something that you really enjoy doing to bring people to you and be a residual resource. That's what we got going on this Sunday. Folks, I want to thank you very much for being here, spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. I really do. We have a podcast community out there. I've had it with Raised on Real Estate. There are a ton of podcasts that I've done on the Roar platform. And you can go to raisedonrealestate.com. There's a lot of stuff out there, even from 2-3 years ago, that you can listen to. That has its own residual base of itself, right? Think about that. If you did a podcast 2 years ago, you put it back out there again. Whatever that was, that had a lot of views on it, a lot of people liked it, just reintroduce it again. You already did it once. Put it back out there again, because you're going to have new users. There's always going to be something new coming in. Someone's always new every single day on signing things up. Think about, which is now Meta, which was Facebook. How many subscribers? I mean, it's insane. I mean, they're not going out trying to get people. Everyone's coming to them. You be the social media magnet. But you got to get over the fear of doing it, or the fear of wanting to do it, or the fear of rejection, or the fear of someone telling you no. That's another conversation we can have about clearing all of those things so that you can focus on exactly what it is that you really, really love to do, and it can pay off for you. I'm going to drop it right here. Appreciate you all being here. Again, if you want to be in this platform, if you want to be part of the Podcast University, reach out to me. You can go to info@planet1radio.com. Send me a message, put podcasting or podcaster in the subject line and send it to me. Be more than happy to talk to you about it. Have a great conversation. I ain't going to charge you to do that. It's all between you and me. We're going to have an initial consultation. We'll see where it goes, and then we can go from there. All right? And I appreciate you all very much. We got a lot going on. So much is happening. I want you to be a part of it with me on Planet One. Greg Angello with you. Hope you have a great rest of your day and a great start to your new week. Take care of one another. Be kind to one another. Talk to you all soon. Take care.